Welcome, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Anna, and I'm a senior marketing specialist at the University of Tartu, and today I will be your host. And I'm very happy to welcome you today to our Alumni Talks 2023 event, which is our new series of webinars where our fantastic alumni share their stories of studying at the University of Tartu and also give a short lecture on the topic they have chosen. So today with me, I have Liga. Liga graduated from master's programs in material science and technology in 2022, where she researched metasurfaces for application in gas sensors. Afterwards, Liga moved back to Latvia to pursue the different topic in material science. She is currently a doctoral student at the Riga Technical University. And today her topic will be always the beginner, jumping around topics in material science, but still moving forward. Also, Liga was a part of International Student Ambassadors team, and this is a volunteer organization that we have at our university to help prospective students, and Liga was our student advisor. So she was directly working with volunteering basically and working with prospective students and to help them with their questions when they were applying to the university. So before I will give a floor to Liga, I would like to mention a few things. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please leave them under the question and answer box. And then by the end of the webinar, we will address them. If you have any technical issues, please let us also know about them. We are going to try to resolve them as fast as we can. Also, this webinar is recorded, so after the webinar, we are going to send you an email with the recording of this webinar, so you will be able to also rewatch it or get Liga's contact if you would like to contact her afterwards. Without further ado, I would like to give a floor to Liga. Liga, the floor is yours, and please, you're welcome to share your slides and start your talk.
Yes, thank you, Anna, for the introduction. Let me just quickly open my presentation. I hope you all are seeing my presentation.
Yes.
So good. Yeah. So as Anna said, I studied at the University of Tartu in the material science program, and I was researching metasurfaces for gas sensors. However, I decided that after returning to Latvia and starting my PhD, I want to do a different topic, pursue a different topic. Yeah, so I started researching lithium-ion batteries, and this has actually been a pattern in my life that I decide that I want to do something new again and again. However, this jumping around in topics hasn't stopped me from moving forward with my degrees, obtaining bachelors, then masters, and hopefully soon also a PhD. So yeah, quickly a little about me. I must admit that I am quite an indecisive person, as you maybe will see from my academic path. But yeah, initially after high school, I studied dentistry at Riga Technical University. And after a year, I realized that that's not for me. I changed to chemistry in University of Latvia. And then after that, I studied material science and technology at the University of Tartu. Then I returned to Latvia to pursue a PhD also in material science and technology. And currently, I'm holding the position of a scientific assistant also at the Institute of Solid State Physics, University of Latvia. And currently, my research area is lithium-ion batteries after I have changed it 4 times. And I have overall studied in 4 universities and done 5 topics. Well, maybe on a little bit less serious side about me, I am a member of a choir in Latvia, Liga. Then I also play the piano and bassoon. as Anna also mentioned, I was a member of international student ambassadors in University of Tartu, and also I was a member of the symphonic orchestra at the University of Tartu. So yeah, meeting quite a lot of locals and also international students in Tartu. And my hobbies include singing, bouldering, camping, and hiking. So yeah. Again, to keep this maybe not so serious, I added a nice picture of me, which is also on the International Student Ambassadors University of Tartu Facebook page. But yeah, about my academic path, I studied chemistry on the bachelor's level. And while studying the bachelor's, I already changed my topic from organic chemistry, which I did initially, to nanotechnology. And after finishing my bachelor's, I realized that I want to do something new. So I started the materials science in Tartu University and started the research in metasurfaces. After that, I again decided that I want to do something new. So I started doing research in lithium-ion battery aging now here in Latvia. And yeah, let's get a bit deeper into why I decided to change and what that meant for me and what I had to face with changing these topics. Yeah, let's get deeper into that. So about my bachelor's. After high school, I was very confused. I had many options to study, many opportunities, because I couldn't decide which topic interested me most. So I first went on to study dentistry, which I quickly realized isn't for me. I just switched to chemistry. And after this switch, I, of course, faced a lot of judgment and disapproval, both by my relatives, by friends, and also teachers. So that was very difficult. But oftentimes doing the difficult thing is right because you listen to your gut. So that's what I did. And I am very thankful for my younger self for listening to the gut. So yeah, and then after I started doing chemistry, studying chemistry, I was very indecisive again. So I couldn't decide which area to study. And I was very influenced by my friends who did organic chemistry. So I just floated in their direction and just started doing organic chemistry. However, then I realized that's not the right approach. You shouldn't just go with the flow, and if your life is at stake. If your life is at stake, you should take things in your own hands. And that's what I did after already 1.5 years into my studies. I switched to a different topic. And again, I faced the same disapproval from people around, confusion, and also fear. I was very afraid that I wouldn't manage to finish my bachelor's if I switched to a new topic 1.5 years in my studies. However, I think this is the best way to take matters into your own hands and really do what you want to do, no matter the disapproval from others. And also facing your fear is quite healthy sometimes. So yeah, then in my bachelor's, I did Erasmus at the University of Tartu, which was quite the eye-opening experience. I faced a completely different university system than in Riga, in Latvia, where you can decide what you want to study in Tartu. You can set your own curriculum, basically, well, apart from some obligatory courses. But Tartu was very much like on a higher level than what I had experienced before. And so I had the determination to return here from my master's. Now, going on to the master's, I did it in University of Tartu, Material Science and Technology program. And again, I was faced with the choice which area, which topic do I want to study. Almost all of my Latvian course mates from my bachelor studies went on to masters to study the same thing and to do research in the same thing, same topic that they did in bachelor studies. Because that's the easy way. That's the way that everyone also expects you to behave and to go on to study the same thing. However, I realized that nanotechnology may be not the thing that I want to do in my future, so I decided that I want to do something else. However, I again made the same mistake as I did in my bachelor's. I wasn't sure of the possibilities, and I just took the first offer that came my way. And that's maybe, again, not the best way to do your to decide your future. And I should have done my research into it and should have been more proactive and should have maybe researched more possibilities. However, the first offer that came my way was research on metasurfaces for gas sensors. It was very challenging and it expanded my knowledge a great deal. So I was doing simulations using COMSOL. It was completely different from my bachelor's. The topics did not overlap at all. So it was very challenging. And again, my relatives, my friends, they did not understand my motives and didn't understand why I did this. So again, I had to face this disapproval, although by now they had already kind of gotten used to the fact that I can't decide what I want to do, even in my master's. Yeah, but even with topics and with the jumping here and there, somehow the skills that I gained still progressed and still developed more and more, and my skill set grew in width, maybe not in depth. So that was a benefit from jumping around these topics. And also, while I was working I was studying in Tartu University, in the second year, I started working full-time in Playtech. So on the right, these are the two buildings that I mostly visited in Tartu. So Physicum on the top and Playtech on the bottom. And yeah, it was a very bold move to start working full-time when you are in your final year of master's. However, the work in shifts that Playtech provided was very accommodating, and I could easily combine my studies, which I could also set the schedule for myself. I could combine that schedule with my shift schedule, so it kind of went together very well. So it is possible to work full-time, even full-time, if you are a student. However, I would strongly advise working only half-time and focusing more on your studies. It is difficult, tiring, but not impossible. So yeah, but that has been a question to me as a student advisor many times from international students that are coming to Tartu. If you can combine working and studying, and the answer is yes, you can. Maybe don't do it full-time, but you can do it half-time. And so, yeah, I wanted to talk a bit more about my experience in Tartu, as this is a Tartu alumni talks. So it was my first time living without family. However, I did live with like-minded Estonians that I had met during my Erasmus here in Tartu. And while I was living in Estonia, in Tartu, I was also in a long-distance relationship with my current boyfriend, who was living back in Riga at the time. And of course, I felt enormous amount of homesickness. But the like-minded Estonians and also other people, international students that I met and lived with in Tartu, they made it all very fun. And I it was quite easy to get over the homesickness oftentimes because of the fun events and the awesome talks that we had. And yeah, the people are just amazing, especially if you join ISA UT, which I can highly recommend. If you are thinking about it, or if you are coming to Tartu, look into ISA UT and their organized events. You can meet so many amazing, friendly, and welcoming people there. And if you join it, then you can make lasting friendships from all over the world. And also, they make unforgettable events, and you can have inspiring chats with all of those people. And yeah, if you, like me, play an instrument, for example, then I would also strongly advise joining the symphony orchestra. There, I had the opportunity to travel around Estonia. We had an orchestra camp in Paide. We had concerts in Tallinn and in other places in Estonia. So it was also a way to see Estonia while being surrounded by Estonian and making friends with the locals. So yeah, I play the bassoon. So I was sitting right next to this guy, Robert, and yeah, he was a guy, and we made good friends. And yeah, in Tartu, since I was away from home for the first time for a prolonged period, I started having a lot of deep thoughts, so to say. And I had the time and experience time and space to reflect and be inspired. So I traveled around the Estonian nature, which I highly recommend. It's very inspiring, and also do it on your own if you don't have the people to travel with when you first try Tartu. Do it on your own, or find like-minded people who want to travel with you. And yeah, in Estonian nature, walking around, I realized what are my values in work, what are my values in studying, in life overall. I realized that in work I need a place where I can actually do something that I think is worth doing in a global context. So yeah, having these deep thoughts really helped me finally understand what I want to pursue further in my studies and in my work. And yeah, so Tartu was like a whole experience, not only in studying, but also in my self-development, personal development. I realized a lot of things, and decided my future, basically. And I think I finally took matters in my own hands and started being proactive after Tartu. And yeah, so the lessons I gained was that you decide your future, and you should decide your future and be proactive about it and actively decide your future. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. And you listen to your gut because gut is always right. Even if the thing that the gut says for you to do is difficult, and you fear that you will be judged or rejected because of the thing you do. If it's right for you and you feel it in your gut, then do it. Yes, and be proactive. Otherwise, you will get thrown into doing things that you don't want to do actually. And then also join in anything, in events, in groups, in I don't know, orchestras, choirs. Maybe find like-minded people. Just be active about it, proactive, because yeah, that's the way you go forward, and you find people to experience Tartu and life with, and just yeah, go for it. Whatever you're thinking of doing and are not sure, just go for it. Even if you fail, failure is a good thing sometimes. Yeah, maybe some practical advice for Tartu. as I was a student advisor, and maybe some things that you don't hear in orientation week, which you should definitely arrive in time for, because it holds very valuable information. But if you miss it or you forget something, you can always contact studyinfo@ut.ee, which is the email that I was also replying for. And yeah, so things to do, maybe join the Facebook groups. Definitely, you can find everything there. On the right here, on the top right, I have listed some of the groups that I joined when I came to Tartu. I'm sure there are more, but these are the ones that really helped me. And I could find events, accommodations, cheap household items, and other supports in these groups. So definitely worth checking out. And also, a thing that I don't think I have seen anywhere is you should get client cards in shops. It's maybe a very little thing, but it really does save you money if you get client cards. And just as a hint, to maximize the cheapest option from these shops in Tartu. So yeah, that's my practical advice that I didn't see, I think, in orientation week. And yeah, then moving on from Tartu. After Tartu, I decided that I wanted to return home and pursue a PhD. My master's thesis teacher, or yeah, sorry, my English is a bit rusty. He said that he wants me to go and study in other places in Europe, and I'm sure Tartu, a degree from Tartu University, allows you to do that. However, I was set on returning home and being with my family and just setting roots back in Latvia, because that's one of the values I realized while living in Tartu, that my home country is a great value for me. Yeah, but what I noticed when applying for jobs and PhD positions here in Riga, that a degree from University of Tartu is very highly valued. Everybody sees a degree from UT and instantly just wants you to come work for them or study in their degree. Very good. Opens a lot of doors. And so yeah, in PhD, I'm studying in Riga Technical University, also materials science and technology program. And I learned from my experience in Tartu about being proactive, taking matters in my own hands. And in Tartu, I realized that I want to do something related to energy storage. And so I did find a position in a solid state institute, Solid State Physics Institute in Riga. And I applied for the job and I got accepted. And finally, I'm doing something I decided on my own that I want to do. And it follows all my values that I had put on paper. And sorry, I got a call. Yeah. And yeah, I was being proactive in making choices for my own future. Even if, again, my family didn't understand, some of my relatives were confused about me switching topics again in my PhD, which is something that people rarely do. But yeah, I did it, and I am currently a year in studying this new topic and doing this new research on lithium-ion batteries. And I have just finished writing a review article, so I think I have my fundamentals set. Yeah, but yeah. So this new research that I'm doing, which is completely different from bachelor's and master's, it required quite a lot of work. However, the experience that I gained in bachelor's and master's is still very useful, and I find uses for it every day when working here in ISSP UL. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly introduce you into my research, just to see where I am at. I am studying lithium-ion battery aging and mitigation, and this is mainly because lithium supply is not infinite. It will end at some point, and so it's important to stretch the lithium-ion battery longevity as long as possible, or lifetime as long as possible. And what I am studying is the cathode material of the lithium-ion batteries, which is the Achilles heel, so to say, of lithium-ion batteries. So it's important to improve the cathode so we can improve the lithium-ion batteries overall. And yeah, maybe this is very specific, but studying the aging, I'm studying it with SEM, ADX, XRD, XPF, and other methods. And why I mentioned these here is because these methods I actually learned in my master's in Tartu University. So it's not like the master's was completely thrown in the garbage and now I am starting from a blank page. No, these methods are coming in handy also now. And also mitigation strategies like coating and doping, I was also looking at in my master's studies. So that is also useful. And what else I am doing in my research is I am designing experiments, I am writing research papers, and also project proposals to get funding. And so, yeah, I wanted to touch upon the accumulated skills that I got from my master's and my bachelor's. It's first of all English. Maybe it's a bit rusty, but definitely improved my English studying in University of Tartu, which is so important when you are doing research, because participation in international conferences is in English, and also you write research papers in English. So that is a very, very important skill to have nowadays. And also I gained practical experience with scientific equipment. Also both in my bachelor's, working with a scanning electron microscope and atomic force microscope, and also in the University of Tartu, where this one particular course, Testing and Investigation Methods in Material Science, it really gave a very good overview of all the testing and investigation methods in material science. So I highly recommend to take it because you never know what you will be doing later on. So this course gives you an insight into all the basic methods in material science that you use. So it was very, very useful for me. And now I am really remembering what I learned there and applying it in my research as well. So a very useful course. And also, of course, I accumulated social skills in Tartu, which is adapting to a foreign environment, which is, well, quite helpful in improving me as a person. And also, I gained skills in organizing events, especially in ISA UT, also writing emails very fast because I was a student advisor and it required replying to a lot of emails. So now I think writing emails is a very, very good skill to have. And I can write a lot of emails. So yeah, that's what I gained from Tartu, and then my bachelor's as well. So yeah, I wanted to summarize all that I have just talked about. So basically, you should trust your gut always, even if it means that you will face judgment and you will have to put in a lot of work. Yeah, you should still trust your gut, and yeah, don't be afraid to change topics. Even if you get judged and you are afraid, it will never hold you back if you are willing to put in the work. So yeah, it's definitely not easy, but it can be done, and you can still move forward with your degrees even if you change topic. topics. And of course, be proactive. And Tartu University is an amazing school, amazing university that opens doors to countless possibilities in Europe, in the world. So a very good choice. Okay, thank you so much, and good luck to you in your future endeavors. Do you have any questions?
Thank you so much, Liga, for taking us through your journey of changing your research topics to finding the one that you're doing research about right now, and also talking about your extracurricular activities and your life at the University of Tartu. So I guess we can start our question and answer session. So we received quite some questions here. So I will start with the first question. How would you compare Estonian and Latvian universities? Tricky one.
Yeah, I get this question a lot. And while Latvian University of Latvia, is very familiar to me because it's my first university and I am quite used to the system here, I would say that the system in the University of Tartu is quite more ordered, or how to say, it's very understandable, much more understandable than the system in University of Latvia, at least for me. And I really love the fact that in University of Tartu, you can actually build your own curriculum. You have a vast array of courses, even taught in English, that you can choose from, and you can build your curriculum and just study really what you want, like very specifically what you want. In University of Latvia, I didn't have this opportunity. We had a set curriculum, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for your answer. Let's move to the next question. What kept you motivated when changing topics?
The feeling that if I stay in the current topic or the previous topic that I have it's gonna eat me, like it's gonna eat at me, and I will live with the feeling that I am doing what I don't want to be doing. So that's a very bad feeling, and I don't think anybody should be doing what they don't want to be doing. So it really gets to you. So that's what motivated me to do something else and something else and something else, and finally be proactive and take my future in my own hands. Yeah.
That's very brave.
It is difficult, I will say. It took a lot of mental, health, maybe mental power. Yes.
Yeah. Let's take the next question. How did you manage working full-time and studying? Any useful tips?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to work full-time and study at the same time, you should look for a job that is in shifts, that you can do in shifts and around your studies, because studies should come first. You should order your work around the studies. So yeah, and I had also night shifts, which counted as double shifts, which also meant that I spent less time working than a full-time job. It was like 32 hours a week, not 40, because I had a night shift. So yeah, I don't know, but useful tips. Yeah, just focus on your studies, because that's most important. The job will just, well, if it's not in your area, it will just provide you money. So that's not really what you are looking for in your future. You don't want to do something that just provides you money. You want to do something that you actually want to be doing, which is probably your studies. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for nice tips. Let's take next question. Did you have other course mates working in Tartu? Where did they work, or where do they work?
I did have other course mates working in Tartu. I had also Estonian course mates that were taking the English English course, and they worked in labs in the University of Tartu, because they had already, like, they came from bachelors and they did the same thing in masters. So they had already some places in labs where they got paid and stuff. But I, as a incoming international student, I couldn't find a place like that. So I was working outside of lab.
Let's move to the next question. What other organizations are available at this program or overall at the university? I guess it meant like student organizations, like a curricular.
I remember there was also this EIS organization. I don't remember exactly what it stood for, like European International, Estonian International Students. It was like I think there is also a Facebook page for EIS, and they held quite a lot of parties and events as well.
You mean ESN?
Oh, maybe ESN. Yeah, sorry. ESN. Yes, that's what I meant. Definitely, you can look into that if you want to have parties. Yes.
Yeah. Let's move to the next question. What was the best student experience? What was your best student life experience that you would recommend?
Student life experience. Well, as I already said, joining the ISA, it was really the best experience overall. Like, yeah, but if you don't join the ISN, then you can always search for these events that your specific faculties are hosting. And those are also some good events. I was also in some scientists, like science night or something like that. It was quite interesting. And yeah, just search around in Google.
Thank you. Would you do something different now that you did when you go into Tartu?
Yes, I would do something different now if I went to Tartu. I would definitely be more proactive with my decision on what to do in my master's thesis. So I got offered a topic and I just took it. Now I would seek out a topic myself. I would at first decide what I want to do and then seek out if there is an opportunity to do that. And if I can't decide what to do, I would at least think what my values are in work. What do I want from work? Because now I know that the value is that I want to do something that benefits the world, or at least I think it does. So yeah, just think of your values and then seek out the topic.
Is it expensive to live in Tartu as a student?
Well, it depends on your lifestyle, of course, but I wouldn't say it's too expensive. You can, all in all, I think you can, maybe now with the inflation it's more, but when I was living there, I think I could overall pay like 800 a month for everything. So it was living, like rent, then living expenses, and I also went on like trips around Estonia. So I wasn't just sitting at home and saving money. I was also like doing things I like.
Did you live in dormitory or did you rent an apartment?
I was, yeah, as I said, I was living with like-minded Estonians and the other people in a shared apartment. So yeah, that's a good option.
Are you happy about your current choice of the research topic, or is there a chance that you can still change it?
There's definitely a chance that I can change it, and I'm keeping it always open because I know that things may change. But currently, I am really happy that I have decided what I want to do, and I am happy with my colleagues, which was also one of my important points, that my colleagues are very like good and I can talk to them. And yeah, so currently I think I will stay here for some time. Yeah. But yeah, don't shut your options down. I always say so. Yeah.
I guess we have two next questions which are related to your plans. So what are your plans after getting a PhD? And do you see yourself coming back to Estonia one day?
Yeah, so no. But my plans after getting a PhD, first of all, during my PhD, I would like to go again on some exchange visits in maybe in Norway this time, or maybe in Germany. We'll see about that. But yeah, definitely go on some exchange visits. And after my PhD, apply for a postdoc, of course. So yeah, continue the research because I really like it currently. But yeah, talking about returning to Estonia, I will probably not return to Estonia to live there. However, during my first year here in Riga, I have already made contact with people from Tartu University, which are doing similar research that I am doing, because I know that Tartu University is like very good and they have a very good electrochemistry unit. So I want to maybe do some projects together with them in the future, hopefully.
Nice collaboration.
Yes, yes.
Okay, very specific question. Could you recommend something to read about lithium-ion battery study?
Well, it depends which area exactly. If you want to read something general about lithium-ion batteries, I guess just Google search. But if you want to read something about cathodes and very specifically like about degradation and mitigation and stuff like that, then I would suggest looking up research by Claire P. Gray's research group. They are from Cambridge, I think. They do very good papers. Also see Gasteiger's papers, and William Chue also does very good research. So if you are interested like me in aging and mitigation, then search those papers, those groups.
Thank you so much for nice recommendations. Okay, next one. What did you think of the staff at the University of Tartu? How were the lectures?
The lecturers?
Yeah.
Like
professors, I guess the lecturers, the academic staff.
The staff actually was quite varied. Mostly the lecturers were very, very good with great English, and you could really feel that they are on a whole other level in teaching, and they really know this. And most lecturers, they really liked what they are teaching, so it inspired also me to want to learn. So that was very refreshing to see. But yeah, of course, some lecturers weren't so good in English, but they could still get their point across, and you could still learn. Yeah. So.
Thank you. What subjects were the most important while studying at the University of Tartu, in your opinion? What gave you the most important skills, and what were they?
I really remember one particular subject, which is maybe not related to material science per se, but it was entrepreneurship subject, because that's something that I didn't have in Latvia, and it was a first for me, and it was very inspiring and made me think beyond the strict research path. It made me think that there is also a possibility to make a business out of this. So that's like also like expanded my field of view. So it was really worth it. Yeah.
Thank you. Would you recommend to change the topic probably from master's studies to PhD studies?
If you are doing what you like doing in your master's studies, then don't change it. No. Definitely keep on doing what you're doing in master's studies. But if you, like me, realize after your master's studies that no, this is not what I want to do, then definitely change it, but be prepared to work hard. Be prepared to work hard, and if you work consistently, it will be enough. Because for me, I was afraid that I would have to work too hard and that I wouldn't manage to do it. But I just worked consistently. I didn't strain myself too much, but I worked consistently, and that's what helped me get the fundamentals of the new topic and understand it.
Is it difficult to get a job in Tartu when you don't speak Estonian?
I wouldn't say no. Actually, it's quite doable, because Tartu is quite an international city, I would say, because of the many international students. And I guess I was very lucky that I got the job in Playtech where they only asked English. and all the staff there also talked in English. So it is possible. And yeah, also waiters and other staff in like bars and restaurants often talk English, even if yeah, you are an Estonian. So it's a common occurrence.
Do you speak Estonian yourself?
A little bit. I did do, I think, 3 courses. So very bad with languages. So I only managed to talk to maybe some menial, like in shops and in restaurants, and at work a little bit with some people in Estonian, but not too much now.
Do you have any research papers published?
I have one published from my bachelor's in Latvia. In Tartu, I didn't manage to do a research paper. However, I did participate in a couple of conferences. And now I have just finished, as I said, writing the review paper, which is quite a huge task. I have been working on it since May. So I think it will soon get published. And then also I will publish my experimental results in the coming half a year, probably. So, yeah.
Good luck for you with all of that.
Thank you.
Next question. How did you prepare for admissions?
In Tartu, I guess.
I mean, yeah, probably University of Tartu, yeah.
Probably. Well, I definitely read everything they had online about admissions and what you should prepare. I saw that I have everything that they are asking for, and I don't think that when I was joining Tartu University, I didn't have any interview. I didn't have any specific tasks to do. So it was just submitting your papers and then waiting for the answer. But now I think you have an interview in material science and technology program. So for that, I think you should prepare just by revising the main physics and chemistry of materials. So it's quite general, and just be ready to think in your interview. Yeah.
We are also going to have virtual meetings with program managers. So if there are any specific admission related questions, so it's possible to ask directly from the program manager as well. Okay, next question. Thank you for an interesting talk. Would you say Tartu is more of a calm city?
Calm city?
Yeah.
It can be, if you want it to be. But you can also seek out the events and find parties everywhere. So it can be anything you want it to be. But for me, I think it was both. It was homey, it was calm, but I also had some crazy events and I met new and fun people. So it was whatever I wanted it to be. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a question about dorms. Do you know anything about the dorms at the University of Tartu? Are they okay?
I actually lived in the dorms for a month when I arrived in Tartu. I lived there for a month. I shared a room with a girl, and it was okay, especially if you are in good relations with the person that you're sharing with, then it's fine. And the dorms are clean, and I had a very nice view from Narva dorm because I was on the 9th floor, and it was like a view all over the Tartu city, and it was very beautiful. But yeah, I decided that I want to live with. I had the opportunity to live with my friends, so I took it. But yeah, dorms are okay, and if you are living in one of the Narva dorms, then they are also quite affordable. Raatuse dorm is a little bit more expensive, but yeah.
And let's take maybe the last question because we are running out of time.
Yes.
What are you the most proud of from your experience of studying at the University of Tartu? What's the most proud moment?
Proud? Oh, probably that I got cum laude.
Oh, wow.
I finished with cum laude. I am very proud of that. Yeah. But my academic achievements, definitely. Yeah, it was tough, but it was worth it, and yeah, proud of that.
Hard work. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I guess it's time to wrap up our webinar. Thank you so much, Liga, for your presentation and for your talk, for introducing your research topic and talking about your experience. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us today, for asking your questions. And for those of you who are interested to apply to master's programs in material science and technology, the admission period is already open, and you can apply before March 15th, so submit your application in time. We are also going to host virtual meetings with program managers, so if you have any questions about the program, you can ask directly from the program director. So you will receive the information about these meetings along with the recording of this webinar in the follow-up email after the webinar. So that's going to be all from me. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and I hope to see you in Tartu.